pace comes to an amazing 2.8 minutes per K. That's a lot. That's if you're full balling.
Yeah, that's a runner.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It says here 5K course, somewhere between 13 to 15 minutes, but that's if you're full balling it, and if you're just, just an average good one, it's about 20 to 25 minutes. Yeah. That's a 5K. Yeah. Because you're doing 6, it's about 30, 35 minutes.
But, I change it up because I did cycling. I started cycling last year at the gym and doing HIIT workouts, like cycle HIIT workouts, and I found that helped my fitness when running.
Okay.
So my endurance. Yeah. So I'd just go full pelt for as long as I could and then break it off for a minute. Then full pelt, break it off for a minute. So, and that really helped my fitness level.
That's crazy. I stopped, I did 10 minutes of cardio, then decided, nah. Yeah. Especially running, that's high impact, man.
I really love it.
I hate it.
Because I used it as a stress relief.
No, you've got it. See, that's the thing with running. I had a mate explain it to me years ago. He said with cardio, right? Say you run 30 minutes today, then you run 30 minutes tomorrow, you've got to increase the intensity because he goes, running is something that you exponentially get better at. Yeah. So in order to keep getting results from it, you need to keep increasing it. So eventually you'll be running for 2 hours a day to get the same results you were getting 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just that old guy that goes for walks at night. I do. I'll go for an hour walk every night. Yeah, I eat.
For the whole walk?
Yeah, man. I literally go for a walk every night for an hour.
Don't have a bloody shot. Just go for a walk.
Go for a walk.
These Greeks, man.
Yeah, no.
They don't eat all day. They live on cigarettes and coffee. Then they have a massive meal at 11 o'clock at night.
You'll be right.
But go for a walk. We have to go for a walk.
And you know what? It actually makes me feel good. I'll go for about an hour every day.
Good on you.
And
does Ren come with you, or is this something you do alone?
Alone.
Yeah.
Because I need my own
with a smoke
time as well. I like it because I put my headphones on and I just alone time. You have your own time. So I go for a walk and stuff, and
there was. Sorry, go. Sorry, let's cut you off.
I was just going to say, speaking of running and exercise and whatever, I wanted to get fitter and eventually do a marathon, but when I started running, I used it. It really relieves stress, so I ended up using it as a stress relief. Like I was saying, I go running in the morning, and at that time in my life things were pretty hectic. So whenever I'd feel the stress, instead of saying meditate or use other coping mechanisms, I need to go for a run. So I was actually running myself into the ground. I could do it. I lost probably, I was my slimmest. I think I went down to 44, 45.
Shit. So it became obsessive.
48.
It became obsessive.
In a way. Obsessive. It was just, one was for marathon and fitness, and then whenever I felt stressed, I'm just going to go for a run. For me, it was easy. It's not stressful. It was the opposite.
House is on fire, go for a run.
Just lost my money. Go for a run.
But then what happened was, I ate normally. I don't ever change my diet because that's part of my well-being. I want that wine. I want that pasta. I'll go for that run. I want it all. That's how I feel, right? It's not for, I don't really, and because I'm a carb fiend.
Italian.
You're Italian.
Every meal.
Right, but that was fine for me. I'm not anti-carbs. I'm pro-carbs, And the only thing was I wasn't substituting what I was, the expenditure in terms of vitamins.
You weren't replenishing.
Minerals. I wasn't replenishing the right vitamins and minerals. I was just eating normally, but not giving myself, for instance, when you run, your iron levels also
I actually didn't know
that. And also your with females, your hormones, if you have low iron and everything, your hormones almost, you need that layer of fat to help with hormone balance, estrogen production. So what ended up happening was for 3 months I lost my period.
Yeah, because your body went into seizure, shut down mode.
It shuts down the functions that are less that your body needs less of.
I've had this argument with so many people, man. People that get on these fucking health kicks, and their idea is to go.
This happened subconscious. I wasn't even conscious of it, right, until this happened. Then I went, hang on. I actually came back from a run and I had a dizzy spell.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And then just intuitive, I'm like, something's not right. I went for a blood test. I was never low iron. I was the lowest iron, almost to the point of infusion. And they basically said, you know, what are you doing? What's happening? Is this normal? Okay, you need to do this, this, this.
Eat a steak.
So what? No, see, I was eating all that.
So what were you not eating?
I was eating everything.
But not enough.
But not the right vitamins and minerals that I needed to support what I was doing. And because I'm running on carbs, it's like everything's getting fueled. Like my body's eating everything, right? And so then I had to stop like the running, and that was hard because I got really attached to the fact that it was a stress relief.
Yeah.
So I had to stop. It almost created a little bit of anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Well, you know, so I had to really do an overhaul with my lifestyle, and that's why I started cycling, because I'm like, all right, I need to build muscle. I need to get stronger, and I'll get to where I want to get to in the right way. So I pulled everything back, stripped everything back, and I almost started from scratch. And now I'm 48, so it's not much from 45, it's 3 kilos. However, I'm a lot rounder. Like, I could show you photos. You would not notice the difference in a year, but if I showed you photos, you could clearly see like the muscle that I've put on, and I feel fitter. I've gone and done a blood test just recently, and they said this is the best blood test I've seen on my desk in ages.
Dude, the biggest misconception.
I know it, I can feel it.
Biggest misconception is people stripping back their fucking diets and thinking they can go to Safeway and buy everything with the word light in it. You know what I mean?
Light, that's just ridiculous marketing.
That's going to save everything.
Colour, light in whatever.
That's going to save everything.
You know what I love? When it says 98% fat free.
Yeah.
1 out of 100.
But see, those are the wrong ways of looking at it, because I think you need fat.
Dude, you do. Your fucking body needs it. Your body needs it.
Yeah, it's more about preservatives and eating shit that you need to strip out.
Right? Bruce Lee was one of the fittest individuals on the fucking planet. He was ripped as fuck. They say one reason why his brain swelled up after he had the aspirin, whatever it was, because he had like a migraine. They say one reason why the medicine fucked him over as hard as it did is because he had no fucking body fat. His body was literally as pure, like no toxins.
And this thing comes in.
And this thing came in and it was like a heroin shot. Yeah. Like his body had no natural fucking immunities against it.
Wow.
To counter it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, your body needs all types of fucking vitamins and shit, man.
Yeah.
And like, man, depending on what you want to achieve, like say with fitness, right? If you want to tone down, if you want to buff up, if you want to just lose weight outright so you can, people are like, oh, this is what it says on the scale. I'm fucking incredible. Dude, you could have
don't go off the scale.
You could have flushed anything worthwhile out of you down the toilet to get to that number, whatever this magical number is. You know what I mean? Me, when I was training, the fittest, like my everything had gotten, like my waist had gotten smaller, everything else had gotten bigger, blah, 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 blah. And I'd weighed the most I'd ever weighed in my life because I know that muscle weighs more than fat. Does that make sense? That's just the way it is, man.
Did you have to tweak your diet?
Yeah, but that's the thing, right?
I couldn't imagine putting so much protein and having to deal with that shit.
I was taking bulking powder. Like, I was taking powder for the first time ever, and I was losing weight because, like, the scale was dropping because I was just at the gym smashing it out. Like, does that make sense? I was having all the calories in the world, and people around were like, dude, you should be fucking obese by now. But I was losing weight. This is how my body functions.
Yeah.
At one point, I was going back to, when I first started going back to the gym, like, years ago, and I was getting frustrated because I was just literally keeping this weight on. I was getting bigger, but I wasn't actually toning up at all. And there was just like my stomach and stuff wasn't shrinking. I'm like, what the fuck? I spoke to this guy at work because he was like a gym junkie. I go, dude, what can I do? He goes, man, you know what it is? He goes, you come in here every morning. I know you're exhausted, but you come in here every morning at Smoko and you're buying like everything from this fucking canteen that's fried. You're buying fucking donuts and shit because I know you're depleted. You just need sugar to keep going. And, you know, you're a sweet tooth as well. Because cut all this shit out. Watch it change. Man, that week, I cut out all fucking fried shit from the canteen, donuts, like anything sweet that I would just smash. Just, you know, you have your coffee and you smoke and you get like a piece of cake, you know what I mean? Just out of habit. Cut all that out. Bang, scales started tipping over, like it was just going the other way. It was,
not just that, you got big for a while, man.
Yeah,
like not fat big, but you just got big.
Like
because you think
4 years ago.
Fuck, dude, what happened to you, man? Like your back got big, And he's like, I just cut out all the shit and ate properly. Started eating.
Same in the last couple of weeks, man.
Yeah,
I said, you know what? I've gone back to that. Fucking eating shit at work, like just out of habit, buying a donut. I said, you know what? I'm gonna because I did my budget the other day.
The budget.
Yeah. Did you see it? Did I send you it? I don't think I sent you a link.
Yeah, you sent it.
I sent it to Nick about a week ago. I spent 48 hours crunching the numbers of like everything.
I bet the pine nuts tipped you over.
Those fucking things are expensive, man. Those things are fucking expensive.
Weekly pine nuts.
This is your organic stuff.
No, dude,
yeah.
do you know what I did? I took a spreadsheet. I got the old formulas out from when we were in high school, like all that shit.
Yeah.
And I literally put utilities, phone, insurance, car, water. I split it from the quarterlies to the monthlies and then split it to weekly. So I know exactly, because I used to just throw money on a credit card to throw money in.
Yeah.
I used to cover
every
it.
little bit
Yeah,
bloody
and then I would
adds
pinch
up.
from Peter to pay Paul, like 2 days later. I'm like, this is fucked. So I figured out exactly what I need in my accounts to cover the rent, to cover the bills, to cover food. Literally. So like when my pay slip comes in, I put this much there, and whatever's left, I can figure out where it's going to go.
Yeah. And is it less stressful?
Yeah. Dude, it killed me for 2 days to figure it out. And now, like today I get paid, I'll move the money straight across and say, okay, sweet.
I have
this is what I have left.
That'll cover the bills. What do I need to pay for? I got my wisdom tooth next week. I got a wedding this weekend.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right? But when I did that and I started calculating again, I'm like, hang on, man. If I go to work and buy a donut and a fucking 2 potato cakes, it's like $5.10 or whatever. Times 5.
Yeah, adds up.
That's $25.
Yeah.
That's $100 a month. It's more than my gym membership's worth.
It's $1,200 a year, mate.
Dude,
on 2 potato cakes and a donut.
Yeah, 2 potato cakes and a fucking donut per day at work.
I know. I don't even want to think about what I spend in
That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah,
That's my rego and my
and you're eating shit.
Yeah.
And you're eating shit.
Yeah. I know.
You know what I mean?
No, it makes sense.
And so ever since I did that, I'm like, you know what? I need to start sticking to the budget. And I've got a few friends
and then that motivates everything else.
Yeah,
fitness.
I've got a few friends that all use like Coles online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one reason is because of the convenience of it, but the second
they
one
stick to a list.
is the list. Dude,
Yes.
Mona does it.
Yes.
I saw her the other weekend and she said it.
Yep.
She has no impulse fucking buys, no
Correct.
bullshit. You just get
and
what
I
you get.
impulse buy all the time. Like, I've got to go get some bread and milk, and you
come back with shopping bags worth of
Tim
shit.
Tams, this, that. You think, what the fuck?
Then you're just like a
Hey,
special.
a watermelon. I'll buy that.
I'm not going to eat it. It's going to sit in the fridge.
I've got a watermelon in my
Cold
can.
cuts.
Yeah.
Dude, cold cuts.
That's
I went nuts.
expensive.
Cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to Europa last week.
Yeah.
I bought half a slab of pecorino cheese, with the chili. And I bought half a slab of
I make
Gaviota, the Greek
best
one.
pasta
Do you know
with
what that cost? Dude, 2 bits of cheese, literally the size of, like, say,
I guess.
2 of these wallets.
16.
$21.
Yeah.
And a milk.
That's a bit expensive, but yeah, okay.
Milk, $4.
Yeah.
A2?
No, not yeah, this is the other shit.
Buy
There's
shares
Europa,
in
they
that,
don't
by
supply A2.
Yeah,
What do they
yeah.
supply?
It's just random. It's
Pura.
like they walked into the milk bar and bought whatever they had and put it back.
The
on
milk
shelf.
bar down the street from the thing.
That Asian guy.
The Asian guy. That's the dodgiest guy ever, man.
Yeah, man. No, but that's it. Anyway, back to that, like I said, the dieting thing. So in the last 2 weeks, I've literally gone, fuck this, no more shit at work, no more fucking cakes, nothing, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I actually have money left in my pocket, and I'm realizing I'm not fucking bloated all the time.
Yep.
It's just
makes
little
sense.
things like that, but that's what I'm saying. People look at the fitness thing and take it the wrong way. They go about it the wrong way. Like what their goal is and what they're trying to get to, and then their choices in their lifestyle they don't want to give up or don't address as being relevant.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And depends on your purpose, because I think, like, anytime I say to anybody that I go to the gym, they're like, why do you need to go to the gym? It's like, everybody should be walking and running and going to the gym.
you physically need to be
Correct.
active.
But it's because they have that mindset that that you only do that to lose weight, to lose fat.
No.
And I'm like, that's not what I'm doing. Like, and actually, my purpose is to become fitter and to have to make it part of my lifestyle that I hope to forever will
when
be
you're
there.
60, you're not walking around with holding your back.
Yeah.
So you can't pick up grandkids or something.
I spend my running shoes, like, I will spend money on them. I want to support my ankles. I want everything. I will not let it run to the point of shit house, because that then will impact my knees and everything else. I want to preserve everything. Like, anytime I ever have an injury, which is rare, and I'm thankful for that, I really hate it. It's almost like I've lost an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
I don't want that to happen. Deterioration can happen if you don't exercise the muscle. Like, it needs to be there.
That's
the link
the point.
to the brain.
I hate this fucking idea that people think that they don't need to fucking do any exercise. Like, no, dude, you're a human being. You fucking need to exercise.
Yeah, you need to move.
Not to be skinny, but to be fit.
And I actually find too, like, my other motivation is, you know, like, oh, bless my mum, but she always talks about it and talks about moving, and like, she knows what she needs to do, but it never happens, right?
Yeah. It's always just an empty promise.
Bless her. But I always think of it like, okay, cool, if you don't have motivation for yourself, then find motivation outside of yourself. Do it for us, because I want you fucking here for 30, 40 more years. Do it for me. Like, because I think about it, even for myself, when I can't be bothered, like, I find a real importance in core work, like, just your core, like compound movements, strength. Yeah. And the thing that I have in my head is I want to be able to carry my children heavily. I want to be able to recover in the best way that I can. My body is, in that way, I think of it like, what a miracle, what a fucking temple, what a goddess. I'm going to treat it the best, no, really, in the best way that I can.
I am woman, hear me roar.
Absolutely. And I will get stronger and be stronger from it.
So you should, man.
Do you know what it is, dude?
You know what I mean?
It's all these,
good. No.
The wogs are the worst for it. They're just arrogant in their own fucking right, where they've lived lives where they just shit diets, smoked, drank. You know what I mean? And especially the Greeks and the Italians.
See, my mum
carb heavy, oil heavy shit.
In that way.
And then they get to 65 having, and not even 65, 55 having angioplasty or fucking...
How did this happen?
Yeah, how did... I don't understand. And then they're screaming at doctors, like, fix me. You're like, dude.
See, my mum is very, like, she's got energy. She's like plumpy woman, but she's got energy. She's never lethargic. She doesn't eat shit. Like, she can from time to time, but she never really has. She doesn't drink. She doesn't smoke. And I think that's the reason. She doesn't have any ailments, and I think that's because she doesn't have the ailments, it's almost like she's invincible.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, something's going to happen. Like, oh, like it
does she ever go for a walk or anything like that?
Like,
or with your old man? Like, do they go for walks together or anything?
The reason she doesn't, and the reason my dad doesn't, is because my dad will walk 20 metres in front of her. She doesn't like that. She likes to, like, stop and look at nature and look at the flowers.
And he's just like...
She's enchanted by the way. And he's just like, we're going for a fucking walk. We're going for a fucking walk.
He sees the corner of West Road and Princess Highway, and he's already there.
And does he do the walk with the hands behind his back?
No. But my dad goes for a walk on a Sunday for an hour just to get the paper. But he's got a purpose. It's not to stop and look at the flowers. You know what I mean? So he's like,
eyes on the prize, mate.
Yeah.
The paper. So, he knows he's going to walk to the shop, get the paper, say hello to his mates, and then walk back.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And his mates is his mind. Like, he won't go say, he just wants to be quiet, you know. Whereas my mum is not. She's the opposite. Blah, 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 blah. She'll
have a look at this.
Have a look at this.
Oh, isn't this nice plant?
Did you see this? Maybe we should do that in the
garden.
Like, he doesn't want to hear that stuff, you know. So I can understand they just have different purposes and they don't mesh very well. So my poor mum, she's like, why go for a walk if I can't share it with anybody? You know what I mean?
Share the walk?
Yeah, she wants to share.
Fucking mother's daughter.
I'll give her some Metallica and Slayer on iPod, mate.
I go for a run. If I walk, like, I can walk on my own, but I'm happy to walk with somebody too. But if I'm on, like, at the gym or going for a run, do not fuck with me. Do not talk with me. I'm in my element.
I don't like walking with people.
Yeah, I get it.
Because if I'm at my own pace, if I'm doing exercise, I'm at my own pace.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm walking and I know the route I go when I walk, I do the same thing. I'm like very like OCD, man. Like I do exactly the same thing.
Yep.
Right? And I know how long it's going to take me. And I've got my music in. I don't need to be disturbed. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's my own time.
No, I get it.
I don't train at the gym with anyone.
No,
and people always say to me, oh, can you come with me? I need
if you do, it's like, you know it's not going to be a workout. You almost have to schedule a workout separate.
Dude, that's the thing.
Can you come help me? Can you spot me?
Yeah, it's like...
Or, just...
I know, headphones in, like, no.
I go and I work at my own pace and I do what I have to do and I get out, man. I don't like the social elements of the gym where people go there to fucking hang out and check in and fucking just question shit.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have to do this? Well, just fucking do it, man. Shut your mouth.
But it happens with work too. I hate working with people. I'm very I'm by myself. Even if I know I'm going to be at work till fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd rather do it on my own and lift twice as much at work. Like when I have to unload trucks and stuff, the girls always ask me, let the boys stay with you. Just let them go home.
Dude.
Put my music on and I do my
When
work.
I came and helped you out, remember?
Yeah.
Did you have an issue with how I worked?
No.
We didn't even talk. Literally.
We just got it done.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we just got it done. We had massive tables and umbrellas. We had 12... Like, it was a big day.
Yeah.
But he was doing it in his thongs. It was for his nephew's birthday.
Yeah.
But...
No, I was talking about the other time. Remember when I got my tat done the same day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember?
We didn't even talk. We just... Work's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're mates. But work's work.
Yeah.
Because I just asked, because I worked in events, I know how to do half this shit, right? And there was a few things I'm like, how do you want me to do this? He's like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, mad. And that was it.
Done. I didn't even have to, like, worry.
Yeah, it's just getting done. That's it.
Yeah, got it.
But I like that.
Yes.
What I hate is when I have... Like, I got some boys working with me and stuff, like, that their boss, kind of thing. And, like, they're good, don't get me wrong, but I think it's just a work ethic.
Like,
issue
you have
for
to
me.
Direct them, or
Yeah, but like I give them instructions, and it's not rocket science. Yeah, it's pretty much just lifting stuff. It's not like you have to think. You just do. Don't think, you do. Yeah, and it's just instructional things. Like Dimmy was the first day he came. He's like, "What do I do?" I go, "Do it this way, this way, and this way." Sweet. I didn't even talk to him for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
He just did it. You know what I mean? Things like that. I get really frustrated when people don't listen. Like, I'm happy to show you 5 times, 6 times, but if you've been there for a while, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Kind of thing. If you've been there for a month and I've showed you,
baby though, they seem like
yeah, but you know what? It's
like
a matter
boys.
of
boys.
It's a matter of with stuff like that, yeah, and especially with life. I get really frustrated with people as well. When it's not an abstract fucking thing we're dealing with. We're not talking about how can I approach this differently.
Yeah,
what do you feel?
yeah.
I'm not telling you to solve the circumference of the fucking universe.
Or
I'm telling you to
or anything.
Just peg the umbrella in.
Or it could be something as basic as anything, man.
Yeah.
As basic as anything. It's like, dude, you simply do not do this. And you do it like this because this is how you fucking do it.
And this is how I like to do it, and this is the method, and it works.
Thought. Yeah, there's no abstract thought. This isn't a team. This isn't a let's figure it out. It's been figured out. These are the rules of life. Like, you just fucking do it this way. Yeah. Don't sit here and pull your dick over it. Don't sit here scratching yourself. Just fucking do it. Don't question it. Don't make excuses. And every excuse you make under the sun isn't going to solve this fucking problem for you.
Yeah.
But does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe if I sit on it for another week, I won't actually have to do whatever it is that I have to do.
But they're starting to learn. They're starting to learn, like I'll take them to jobs with me and stuff, and they'll be like, all right, what have we got? So I'll give them the sheet. I don't even tell them what's in the van. I just say, here's the sheet, read what's on the sheet. And they're like, okay, I've got this. And they know that the first thing that comes out are the chairs. Damn simple. Because it lines up the wedding, if you know what I mean. If you've got an arch, you lay out the carpet, you've got the chairs.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So I'm starting to set a structure.
Yeah.
I like structure.
But
I need structure.
Yeah.
Most people's lives lack structure altogether. Like the budget I just brought up 2 seconds ago. I've always done these numbers in my head because as a producer, I can just throw these numbers out. I can give you a price on anything. You told me to, like, man, as a laugh, like 2 years ago when we were playing indoor, we said we'd have like an end of year or like end of final fucking night, you know? And we're all joking about it. Let's go get a room. Let's go get some topless waitresses. Oh, we should get some boot. Like all this shit. I went, I can sort that out. What do you mean? Bang. I just started, in 30 seconds, I literally budgeted the entire thing. I can make that happen $375. What? Yeah. Like literally. I go, this much for this much, just because I know the numbers off my head.
Yeah.
So for years, like, dude, everything I've ever done, I've just had these numbers in my head. I found a scrap piece of paper with just raw numbers on it. I know exactly what those numbers are, right? But I finally got the budget down just so I could give that final ironclad, breathing space. But dude, it's like my tooth last year. You know, when I got the root canal. Yeah. I ignored this fucking hole in my tooth for a year.
God, teeth are expensive though.
Because they're expensive. And I ignored it because I'm like, in my head, I don't have money to deal with this.
You can't even budget that. Luckily now some dentists, they have payment plans and stuff,
but,
which is good.
Dude, even then, I knew I had to get this fucking tooth fixed, but I ignored it because it's like, it wasn't going to get better. Like, teeth aren't something like to just heal, you know? But I ignored it just
What ended up happening with that?
Nothing. Fucking whittled away till it was absolutely painful. I couldn't mask it anymore.
Out.
And I had to do it. No, but honestly, like, it's just... But that's the thing, we ignore, like, these things where it's simply unavoidable. Like, you have to fucking... Like with the gym, you know, or like with exercise. People are like, I'll start eating the lightless snacks at work and, you know, I'll take the stairs from now on and that'll cover me. It's like, that won't fucking cover you. That won't cover you. I'm sorry, the reality is...
Because you still drink 2 litres of Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know what's funny? If I have a day where I, like, say, can't move, because I was sick last week, and, you know, the thing that bothered me was, like, I can't hit the gym.
Yeah.
Because that's my relief, like, you know.
Yeah, but you've incorporated that into your lifestyle.
And in my lifestyle, yeah, and so it's like something's missing. But I still moved, and it was slight, but got my heart rate up. So I did, like, got down and did as many push-ups as I could.
She got the
got
flu.
down and, and I did,
Keeling over,
can't
green.
breathe,
like,
dry.
Burpees and jump squats.
So you just they did something to...
Yeah, and I, like, get my heart rate up, and I'm like, okay, I feel better. Like, you know, it's 3 minutes.
Take my meds.
But do you know what? Do you know what, though? They have actually statistically tested that 3 minutes of that elevated heart rate a day can make such a difference.
But that's the thing. People can't even bother doing that.
I know, and that's like that's nothing. But
Just
it's something.
the thought of doing that 3 minutes would be enough. That's my
People can't walk to the fridge. Dude, people cannot walk to their fridge.
The fridge under the chair.
Yeah.
Oh God, who does that? I know.
You'd be surprised. I
was going to ask both of you these 2 questions, man. I wanted to see how you guys feel. It's weird because they both go to elements both of you know something about, and I can just... No, I can gauge your reactions on it, and the funniest part is the photo of this dude looks exactly like Nick from the side. It's hilarious. This happened a little while ago. I'll show you this. This guy, this happened I got this April 29th, okay, so it's pretty relevant. There was a guy who choked out a bully.
Who choked out?
A bully.
Like as in killed?
No, he didn't kill him. He had his father had his daughter coming home. And his daughter was
this
like...
on a current affair?
I don't know if it was. I just read in the paper, a couple of different papers.
Yeah.
There was a guy who came home, got tired of coming home to seeing his daughter crying and fucking locking herself in a room and cutting and all that sort of shit. I don't know if she got the cutting. I can't remember. Maybe there was another article. But so he went to the school to confront the bully. Like say, listen, man, like, can you fucking ease up off my daughter? La la la. And then the kid apparently smiled at him like coyly as he's turning away. Like he's had his way out with him. Like said, you know, fucking stay away from my daughter. Stop bullying her. As he's turning, the kid smiled at him, like really coyly, and it just triggered him. He snapped and just jumped at him, like and tried to choke him out.
This was on the news.
How old was said kid?
Okay, hang on.
And apparently he got a lot of backlash, but then there were a lot of parents saying they would do,
your child.
Yeah, they would do the same thing. And I was,
I've got 2 answers to this.
Oh no, that's it. Hang on. I'll read the latest. This is why I brought it up, because I know exactly how both you're going to react. But I was hoping to see if
I can understand.
I wanted to see if someone would surprise me. All right.
You know my book, mate.
Yeah, I know. The kid was 14. Okay, he'd been bullying his daughter.
He's young.
He's 53, right? He was sentenced to pay $1,000 with no conviction after the clip went viral. He told 60 Minutes he was giving the boy a good old-fashioned talking to when the boy smiled at him and it made his blood boil.
Yeah, like a little smartass.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll came out. He was describing how his daughter was relentlessly bullied, blah, blah, blah. Dr. Jekyll. Yeah, Mr. Hyde.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He goes, the video shows the dad yelling and pointing at the boy before allegedly walking over and grabbing his neck, appearing to strangle him. Then he pushes the boy off the ledge he was sitting on before the 14-year-old lashes out and hits the man in the chest. And then, like, it escalates, and then, you know, everyone starts losing it, blah, 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 and they tussle.
I wonder what the parents of the 14-year-old said.
Well, this is where my answer comes in. Because he is young. Okay, so we're talking, it's under 16 years old.
This is the thing to point out, right? It was on 60 Minutes, yeah? He claims the bullying had his stepdaughter, bullying his stepdaughter for months. She was too scared to go to school. The guy is shown, which was on 60 Minutes, was shown as being a hero at his local pub because he stood up for his family, hates political correctness. But then the dad had a message for any would-be parent after he was arrested: just don't do it. He goes, he was aghast at his behaviour. He apologised to the victim. He said, I'm very sorry for what I did. Please don't do what I did. I just lost control. It's definitely not the way to handle things. But he says he just fucking snapped after seeing his 14-year-old daughter bullied and shit. And this kid smiling at him like
That's what I'm saying. I can understand it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it. Clear cut.
That's it. I can understand it. Like, obviously, it's not the way to go. You'd prefer that things were dealt with in a mature fashion, but not everyone's that mature. Some people need a fucking hiding. If his daughter has been, has really suffered because of this, I can understand how that would impact a father. And it's not like he went to go with the intention of, I'm going to lay my hands on him.
He just went to give him a talking to.
I'm going to try and deal with this maturely. But he also snapped because of the whole grey area of what was going on. So I really understand it. It's not the way you should deal with things, but I can understand how he lost control.
I would have gone to his house. No, legit.
With a machine
I
gun.
probably wouldn't have done it at the school.
Yeah.
I would have dealt first. At first, I would have gone to the house of the parents.
Yeah.
Now, if that kid's dad was a smartass, I'd beat the fucking dad in front of his son. I'm not even joking. This is not even a joke. I'd beat him. I'd fucking bully him, make his dad cry in front of me, in front of his son, and say, "This is what you're doing to my daughter." And believe you me, that father will not be able to fight back. And his son will realise what he's been doing. I would.
Maybe
but it all depends how that father would react to me.
That's how you hope it would go.
Oh, that's how it would go. There's no, like, as in... Like,
that's a good one.
As in, like, I'd go to the house first, try and sort it with the parents.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then... if the father was like, or whatever, I was like, okay, we'll deal with it, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I'd walk away, probably give it a week. And if it continued, I'd go back and beat his ass. Both of them. Bring the whole family.
Both of
Because when it comes to family...
Both of them.
Because when it comes to family...
Just the Bruce Banner Incredible Hulk.
Oh,
just
mate.
at the door, bruh. Starts turfing shit through the house.
Dude, like, believe
Chasing
me.
the dog.
Believe me.
I get it.
I've gotten my sister out of house parties on my own.
Yeah.
Really?
I've gone with a bat to a house party, yeah?
What the fuck is happening to your sister at a house party?
Because she was only like 13, 14, and she was at a party with guys older than us. At that time, they were teenagers, but they were older.
Right.
I said, where are you?
No, where are you?
No, where the fuck are you? And he was like, I'm just at a blah, blah, blah. And it was like, actually in between the streets of mine and this guy. And she was like, I'm just at a friend's house. Are you fucking lying? I jumped in my car, drove around.
Jesus, that's protective beyond belief. Nothing was happening, though.
Oh, yeah, things were happening.
This is Clayton, man.
This is Clayton. It's not innocent. Her friend was in the toilets giving someone a thing. And I go, get in the car. And she's like, I can't leave her. Okay, then go get her. I can't. And that's when my anger just went,
Did you get her in the toilet?
Fucking oath, are you fucking serious?
You know what I did once?
Mid-blowy?
You know what's funny?
And then the guys were like, oh, what are you going to do? I go, I'm by myself. What are you going to do? No one did nothing. They saw the fury, man, I'm telling you. But that's how I would react for my family.
You know what I did once, man? I used to work with this girl. This is back in the day. I was probably like 18. I was 18, 19 years old. 19, maybe 20.
But I hate being like that.
No, I know, but I understand it.
I had my license maybe for a year or something, so I was still like 19 or something. And there was a girl I used to work with at this old job of mine. She was 15, 16. Like, she was like a little sister to us, you know what I mean? And I said to her, if you ever get into any shit, call me. I go, if you ever have to be at a party. Like, she was starting to go out and like all that sort of stuff, house parties and shit. I go, you ever get stuck at a house party, you know, fucking call me. I go, I'll come and grab you. Like, don't stress. You know, she lived in the area. This and that. She was pretty naive. I got a call on a random Saturday night. She was like drunk. Like, hey man. She's like, hey. Like, for like the one and only time she ever called me ever. Like, what's wrong? She goes, oh, I'm at a party. Like, I'm pretty fucked up. You know, I don't know how I'm going to get home. This and that. My friend's taken off. And there's fucking like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, where are you? She's like in Berwick somewhere, like Narry Warren. I'm like, all right, man. I'll be there in like half an hour. Got in the car, drove to fucking Narry Warren somewhere. It was in one of those new estates. This is like, 10, 15 years ago. So like it was big cul-de-sac in the middle of nowhere. Pull up in like the R31, cunts everywhere on the street, like, randoms, houses going off, massive, like, looked like the Home Alone house, like a huge fucking house.
Yeah.
Alright, go, we're going with like my trackies on, t-shirt,
oh, God.
jacket. Guaranteed you had a hoodie.
Beanie,
Probably like one of those wog.
Yeah. To the front door, it's like, look at this girl opens the door. She had some dude hanging off there. She's like, oh, like, where's Sarah? She's like, who are you? My cousin. She's just like panicked. She's in his, just door open. I walk through, dude. Yeah, I'm just walking. All you hear is I've walked through, and then I'm just looking around. Cutsy's just scurrying off. Then there's I see her, and she's like standing up against like the wall, like holding herself up, sort of thing. She's a small girl. Yeah, she was out of it. And there was this fucking guy like leaning on the wall, like with his arms sort of
trying to play it
around
cool,
her, like trying to play it slick. It's like, I've just gone like, hey. She's looked up. She's like, hey, dude, this guy's looked up. He had that, like, cheesy grin. And, like, in what? And he's, like, seen me, and he's like, and he's fucking, like, bolted.
Is that my phone calling?
Dude, I walked up, I go, you alright, man?
8210.
Yeah, you alright?
Is it 82 32?
82. They're the new ones. Yeah, they're back there 10 years.
Just come and give me a hug, and this guy's just fucking bolted. I go, man, you need to sit down. I go, I can't get you out of here now. So I've, like, sort of grabbed her and, like, walking her along. Dude, I got to a couch. There were, like, these 3 dudes trying to mack out some one bird. Like, dude, they saw me. They just fucking scurried off like rabbits. Like, phew, like those cartoons. They looked like, move! I said, get out. Hey. And they just fucking bolted.
I never had those experiences. I don't think my brothers would ever do that.
Why?
Oh, you're telling me your brother's unprotected?
If you're in trouble...
No, for sure.
If you're in trouble...
But I think I was pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah, I know, but if you ever got in trouble...
Have you ever given them an SOS call in the middle of the night?
Never.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't know how they'd react in that situation.
I guarantee you at least one of them would be there.
Yeah, man.
I guarantee you.
They would, for sure.
God.
Yep. But they're not protective to the point of, like, you know, like you. They're not that. They're just like, okay, she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? They trust me in that.
If she was at a normal house party,
they don't treat me like lesser than.
But if they were like, no. But if she was at a normal house party, I knew where she was and she was safe. And I knew her age, the age limit was like around her age. Like she was like 15 or 14 or whatever. If I knew, like 16-year-old guys.
Actually, that makes sense.
These guys were older than us.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's like, hang on a minute. Like, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Fuck you doing?
I had a boyfriend from when I was 16 onwards. And then, you know, when that ended, 23, I remember my brother and Mars and I, we went out and, I think it was like a Hey Saturday type of like reboot taping.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
we went to it.
Mad day out.
It was actually really fun.
Crazy night.
Anyway,
women?
Red Simon's in there with the sax.
Yeah, Daryl Summers going off.
Daryl Summers doing coke off that puppet.
Double lines of coke.
that would have been fun.
Goes off his head.
And then,
Welcome to Hey Saturday.
Just keeps talking.
Daryl, we'll stop taping. Shut up!
The guy's there, no cameras.
He's gone mad.
He's just got nuts. Sorry. It was just
that's
funny.
okay.
Daryl Summers on coke. Yeah.
He probably was half the time.
Yeah.
But I love those crowd warmers in between. They're like the best
MCs.
fun.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're great.
Right,
Anyway,
guys, how's it going? Can I get an applause from the left?
this is the guy that does nearly all the Channel 9 shows.
Yeah.
He's like around. He does Deal or No Deal and like...
How many of these things have you gone to?
Yeah, a few.
Oh, hey, all right.
VIP access. No, just let it through.
I go to see those warmers.
She'll be fine.
Anyway, so after that, like I was, you know, in and out of like seeing people and whatever and meeting up with friends and going dancing and I got Raph to drop me off at someone's house and we're going to go dancing and whatever.
Dancing?
Yeah, to the discotheque. And
Blue light disco, mate.
The discotheque?
and like that was my point after half an hour. He dropped me off, but then Marcy was like whispering in my ears, like, "Hun, can you come home with us because he's really worried?" And I'm just like, "No, I'm 23. Like, fuck off. Like, you can be worried. I'll call you if anything goes pear-shaped, but no, I'm going out." Like, do not talk. Like, at some point, like, I know she was doing it out of good intention, and I think she didn't want to deal with his worry. But Raph didn't tell me. Mars told me. And I was like, no, guys, like, don't treat me like... You can be protective, but you don't treat me like I'm not a person.
Yeah, but I don't think it's... I don't think it's treating you like you're not a person or anything. It's just a genuine
worry, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, and it's not nothing to do I could be like, yeah, I know you can look after yourself. You're smart, whatever. But it's always in the back of your head.
Yeah,
it's a worry. Like I'm afraid for if and when we have a daughter.
Yeah,
I'm genuinely
like.
Ren said to me the other day. She goes, I don't know what you're going to do, and I said, well, I don't know either.
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
You know, especially if Eli turns out half as me.
I put it in my wedding speech.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I said, I can't wait to... The two things I said was, I can't wait to taking your son to the footy to watch Carlton and then have to teach him about, what was it? Betrayal and... it was like something like that.
We should watch it, man.
I'm just dealing with heartbreak and betrayal. And the other one was, I can't wait to be scaring the fuck out of his daughter's first boyfriend.
Look, because I can just imagine, right... A guy, I can just see it, and it's not me trying to be tough. It's not me trying to. It's legit worry, and I just don't know how I'm gonna handle if we have a girl. I don't know.
How did your parents deal with your sister or your dad?
She did what she wanted.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, my old man threatened to kill a lot of people when we were young.
Oh, right.
And he's a butcher, man.
Yeah, but then
it's not
he could mince meat that shit up.
Oh, mate.
My sister just did what she wanted, and it was me that copped all the shit.
Right.
Yeah, if I did something that was deemed half like unnoble, then I would get the belt. Get the grab 50 cent. Yeah, but yeah, if my sister got away with fucking blue murder, like literally, I don't know why. It's just
See, I'm just saying, like, I know how dark people can be, as in the bad side of life. So I've seen it, and that's what. If I was naive and had blinkers on and I didn't know,
do you know what it's like, dude? Every time. Sorry, man. Okay. Every time you see it in Bad Boys 2, you see it in 50 Cent's last one. I can't remember what it was called. You see like the daughter bring home
Reggie.
The date.
When Reggie came...
Yeah, Reggie.
Why the fuck you look 30?
When they bring home the date for the first time, and the girl's like 16, then these overprotective motherfuckers get up and get all in his face and shit.
No.
When I watch it in the movies, I think it looks awkward and cheesy.
Yeah.
But then, because in real life, it's never like that. It's never this over-the-top fucking caricature of like some protective father, blah,
That'd be
blah, blah.
nice.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Nick, I know for a fact, because it's like my old man, Nick would be nice.
I'd be polite, how are you? Like,
he'd be diplomatic, but...
The handshake would be very firm.
Yeah, he wouldn't even set any rules. I don't think he'd set any rules off the get-go.
No.
But it's just a matter if my little girl comes home crying, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, and he wouldn't have to say it. It'd be just there. It's a card he'll play if he has to play it. Like, does that make sense?
And that's how it'll
When I watch it in the movies, especially with white audiences, they're like, oh, that's so quaint. Yeah, because they see like an ethnic dude being over the top protective. It's like, dude, it's not even like that.
No, it's not. It's if the guy was to come in, I'd shake his hand. How are you?
How are you? Have a drink.
Sit down, have a seat, whatever. I wouldn't be like, well, fuck you, man. Like this, you better bring her home by 11. No, I'm not going to be like that. But I will make it known without saying any words.
Yeah. It's just an underlying tone.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Just a firm handshake.
Makes sense.
He knows who I am.
Yeah.
Look me in the eyes. And just that kind of thing,
My dad could not... my first boyfriend, because I had a boyfriend when I was 16, and he was Greek.
Oh.
And he,
your first mistake.
Big mistake.
Didn't I know it? And he was, look, I loved his mum. Like, I think me and his mum had a relationship.
Did he have the hat and the bum bag?
No.
Oh, thank
he
God.
didn't. But he had like the 502 Levi's and the Bonds t-shirts.
Oh, so he wasn't from the area?
Yeah, I guess.
No one could afford 502s in Clayton.
Were you joking?
No, he was a little, like he was
from Mount Waverley for sure. He's from Mount Waverley, yeah. Was he Mount Waverley area?
Yeah, I think
yeah, man. One of those Greeks.
Yeah.
Those cunts.
Yeah. His nonna lived in Clayton. And anyway, he was a bit pristine, like he was a bit precious, like he liked his cologne and things like that.
Of course he does.
But and his hair done, but he worked in a mechanic. Noble
shop.
Park, actually. Do you remember Bridgestone? Noble
Which one?
Park?
Where was that?
On Pretty Highway.
Noble Park, near the roundabout, near the train station.
Oh, yes. It's with the old shitty Colesies, man.
Yeah.
Is there a Bridgestone there?
There used to be, because his dad sold it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was his dad's.
Uh-huh.
And I remember many a nights going past there, and just being surrounded by cars and whatever. And all I remember is he had the best hands, like the best looking hands I've ever seen. Like gorgeous, like he had
Did it even
hands
work?
that he did, but he had hands, like they had grease in them still, like, you know, but it was not
Oil
about
filters.
the grease. Specific hands. I have a thing with hands, but he really had beautiful hands. And he was. This is something that was nice about him. He was very, very protective of me, but possessive protective.
Yeah.
He rode the wave. So for me, it was almost like endearing, but then it's like it went too far the other way, and I went, "Oh, this isn't endearing anymore.
It's a fine line.
I'm feeling suffocated here. What is he doing?"
I brought this up.
So we would never go out in public.
Oh no, that's
I get a job.
Wait, no, really. Like, it got to that point.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, right, but it got to that point slowly. And then what was interesting is simultaneously he'd be, like, really romantic, because we went to school together, and so we had lockers next to each other, and say he had, like, a class and I had free periods in the morning, so I'd come in later. He'd literally open my locker, put stuff in there, get me breakfast, put it in there, put a fucking daisy on it, leave, go to class, whatever. So I'll rock up and, like, this is, like, maybe...
This is out of a Sweet Valley Bible book?
Yeah, this is really romantic.
What a joke!
No, but he was... to be honest... So this guy was, like, not a joke, but he was, like, the class clown, like, not, like...
Did everyone like him?
Yeah, popular.
Job there.
However, he was, like, the class clown. He thought, like, school was a joke. He only went for, like, just the fact that you needed to go.
Cheeks.
But he was very, like, romantic. It's like I saw a different side to him. And all the teachers would take me aside and go, "What are you doing?" Like, honestly, I had a talking to from my English teacher who was close to me, my psychologist, everybody.
What the fuck, man? Your life is so much different to mine,
because
like, every day.
No, because they were seeing this guy and me, and they were going, "What the fuck?" But I'm like, no, you don't understand. He's like...
No one gets him like I do.
Yeah, and I no, honestly, but I did see a lot of what he didn't show others.
Yeah,
however,
right.
on top of that, there was that possessive side that just got more and more. It was like, as we kept going on, it was like boiling that frog slowly, you know what I mean? And you cook it slowly without it jumping out. You know, and that's what I found out. And then year 12, I actually felt really suffocated from it, but couldn't distinguish it back then in my emotional state, and got really depressed about it. And then year 12 came round.
You're talking about high school, though.
High school, just before,
You know what I mean?
but I was quite mature.
Yeah, but he's not mature.
You might have
He
been.
wasn't, but he...
But again, what I keep saying, to your own detriment, you give too much fucking faith and leeway to people.
And this is... And when he broke it off...
He broke it off.
He broke it off, and he broke it off just before exams, mid-year, year 12 exams.
He's shaking his head.
And I was like...
My luck.
And no, but he broke it off because his sister was with her partner since she was 16. They got married, and a year after they got married, she filed for divorce. And I think it fucked with him.
That's a lie. I can tell you that's a lie.
No, look, can I tell you this?
He's just stepping on your high school.
Let me fucking explain, then you can tell me this.
All right. Keep the explanation to 50 words or less, because I want to get to this.
Okay.
So let's not overanalyze. No, let's not overanalyze. I don't want to.
We're not overanalyzing.
No. I don't want an overanalysis. Keep it as tight as you can, because I want to hear this. I really do.
Close-minded? So... Anyway, so he broke it off. This was his explanation, whatever. Having said this, though, for 3 months leading up to the breakup, he was getting colder and colder and colder, right? So he knew what he was doing,
Dude, you were like 17?
Yeah. And
you still remember this vividly?
Vividly, because this is what it did to me. I remember that he said to me, he goes, "Look, we're young. You know, it's unrealistic to be with one person right now for the rest of our lives, even though I don't..." It's almost like he was in a conundrum with himself. It was like, it's unrealistic, but I love you.
Sounds
Do you know
like
what I mean?
Teenage boy who wants to get wet.
Yeah, maybe.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Right, but at the same time, he still cared for me.
Yeah, but you can still care for someone, but you're just a fucking child. You're Ralph Macchio at 16.
Not a child, yeah. And it makes sense. Like, it's not a bad thing, what he was saying.
Ralph Macchio also worked on cars.
But in my opinion, like, it did break my heart. And what I came away. Oh, right. So we were dating, 2 years or something? Or coming up to 3 or something like that. And I was a virgin and I was adamant about it. And he was so respectful of that. And I remember leading up to it. Shut up. Oh, I remember leading up to it. They've got looks on their faces,
Why
guys.
did you tell me to shut up?
He actually, I remember even going like, I think I could do this. It's all good. And he stopped it. And he was like, because he knew what he was thinking, and he was like, no, I'm not going to let you do something that if we break up, which that's what he's leading towards, I don't want to do this to you. And I think
you didn't want it hanging over his head.
Yeah, right. And I think that was great of him. I think that was a really good thing looking back. I was like, well done you.
Okay. The response, please. The rebuttal from the
response. Amen.
Why do you think that was bullshit?
No, like the excuse about his sister getting...
But it's not an excuse. I think he used it as a way to make his thoughts apparent, which was unrealistic to be with one person. And you are going to date other people. Mind you, a year later, fuck me, did it all come crumbling down for him.
Really?
Yeah, it did. He wanted me back. Like, I got fucking...
Did you know what happened? Because he went out with his mates, he picked up women, he did whatever, and then he thought,
Aurora was all right.
She was all right. Maybe I'll go back.
And do you know what the interesting conundrum was?
Which is not a good thing.
Was back when I was 17, I did everything in my power to be the best girlfriend, right? And I prided myself on that. Like, everything beyond myself.
To your detriment.
To my detriment.
To your detriment again.
But I'm not that now.
Yeah.
I'm not that now.
When you're 17, it's a lot different.
Yeah. But when he broke it off, what I couldn't distinguish was what fell, and I had to repair myself from that, which was, in retrospect, the best thing, was I could be the best person and I'm still not good enough. Like, coming out of that was heartbreak. It wasn't the fact that it was you that broke it off. It was
you
I was the best person I could be.
You did
and
the best you
could.
I was
not good enough. Like, I had to rebuild myself from fucking scratch.
Of course.
And that's really what I was broken. Because I didn't have that self-esteem, that backbone.
You know what I can't stand? This is sort of going off topic, but this is what I can't stand. I mean, you're talking about things that happened when you were 16, 17, right?
Like,
and you were dating.
And also your mature mind's not developed.
You're dating at 16 and 17. I hate it when I fucking... Dude, I hate it every time I see someone get engaged at fucking 19 years old.
I know.
I'm like, what are you fucking... Dude, you're living with your parents, you just finished high school... You've never paid a bill on your own. Like, you have no idea what the fuck life has got in store for you. You're telling me you met your soulmate at 19?
I reckon marriage will be abolished sooner or later.
Dude, do you know what Bill Maher says? Bill Maher was, I can't remember what fucking, which show, it was on his show, but I can't remember who he was talking to when he said it, but he said, I think it was the Norwegians. I think it was Norway. I think. Don't misquote me, but I think it was Norway, and he said that more people in Norway are moving towards atheism, right? And then the whole marriage thing, right? He goes, because he's not married, right? He's notoriously, single or whatever. And he said the Norwegians don't feel to involve the government in their relationship because that's what the marriage is. Like getting married. People still have kids, families, but they don't feel like that marriage
and
is
ceremonies, but not necessarily marriage in a religious
But the marriage itself is literally a
tied to government.
Yeah, it's a government piece of paper because they don't feel the need to involve government, right?
Yeah.
And that's what shits me, man. I saw someone the other day on social media get engaged. They're having a pre-engagement. I'm pretty sure both the kids are like 19. Dude, you're working at Hungry Jack's. You're fucking engaged.
Yeah.
Really? You've seen?
Don't get me wrong, but
show
I'm feeling like America, or the shows and the sort of YouTube things that I'm listening to and whatever. Like, I'm getting the sense that it's still very much about finding the man, putting a ring on it, and like almost like you're lesser than if that's not.
I said this to you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I don't think that's here as much as it is what I'm hearing America to be.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's going on in Europe as much anymore.
No. Europe, I think, is a little more is a lot different.
Gotta diversify your bonds.
Yeah, literally, man. No, America's definitely going backwards.
It seems
because of it's because of the neoconservative push, which is completely misguided. I mean, like, with Trump came the Republican Party, who are staunch conservatives, like, on the very far.
I just don't understand these boxes.
Boxes?
Like, conservative here and whatever here. It's like, I can have two polarizing different fucking points of view. And that's the reality.
It is.
Why has everyone been put in a box? Because it's easy to control.
Exactly. But that's what everything is. That's why you have religious things. That's why you have
blah,
blah,
but
blah.
I guess that's what it comes down to, is I feel like Americans are very, like, box-oriented.
Of course they are, because they don't see anything else outside of America. They don't believe anything. Yeah. There's Paris, and they have croissants, and then there's the Middle East, they're all just Arabs. Like, the Middle East is just Arab to them. Iranians aren't Arabs. Israelis don't consider themselves part of the Arab world.
Did you hear about I'll try and find it for you guys. There was an article in the States, it was about a month or two ago, where they were interviewing people on the street, and they were saying that is Australia a real country? And they're like, no, it's a myth. Like, Australia's not a real country.
Yeah. It's a made up country.
Pretty sure I live in a real country. I'm pretty sure I'm real. Like,
that's Americans though.
That's ridiculous though.
Australia?
They've got no idea.
You have kangaroos in your backyard?
They literally think we ride kangaroos.
But that's the thing. That's it.
Any questions?
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you want to consider why America's as confused as it is right now, okay? You look at their head of
big though.
You look at their head of government, right? You look at Trump. He's a Republican who ran as a Democrat. Didn't run as a Democrat, but was a Democrat 10 years ago, right? Back in the day. Then he switched to the Republican Party and he ran. And he appealed to conservatives saying all this Bible shit. But the irony of it is Donald Trump is a man who's been married 3 times, has had 2 affairs that have been accounted for, and is currently the only president serving ever
and isn't he
that's getting sued by a porn star.
Yeah. Right. Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, 2 have come out.
Isn't he anti-choice as well?
First he was pro-choice, then he turned, and now he's pro-life. But that's what I'm saying. That's how confused is a country going to be? How confused is a country going to be when their president, who's claiming to be a conservative, appeal to conservative demographic, has been married 3 times and had 2 affairs, and is currently being sued by a porn star.
Did you end up looking into the Kanye thing?
What about it?
Like the Kanye controversy and what happened?
I watched his interview. It was a joke.
But did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
The one did you watch the interview where he was making a point?
Yeah.
Like the part where he was trying to make a point and he explained what he said?
He explained his explanation, basically.
Yeah.
Kanye's fried.
Yeah.
He's so out of touch. Aurora, 2 years ago when we first started this podcast, I aired that interview that he did with Ellen.
No, that's
Remember
right.
we went off the rails? It was like the 2nd or 3rd episode we ever did. In his rant, he starts going on about having what's that ability to see audio waves? And he's saying that he got in touch with certain designer labels to create clothes to clothe the kids cheap that wanted style. And he said he went to Zuckerberg and asked for like $50-something million to solve the world's problems. And I made the distinct point, and I said Kanye has one of the biggest platforms in the world, has made millions on his shit. He filed for bankruptcy. But now he's come out on Ellen saying he's going to end world poverty by asking for $50-something million from Zuckerberg.
And you guys, he can end it.
Yeah, he can end it.
Well, I think this is the thing. I think that, again, boxes. And I think he's a multifaceted person. I think, yes, he's got screws loose. I also think he's a visionary, and I think that he does have some essence or like channeled information that I think that he grasps. But then he's got ego, which manipulates it, turns it to shit, and then and because he doesn't communicate, or he can't communicate what his vision is in ways that we can understand, I don't think that he understands it fully.
Maybe he's just nuts.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, but I think that's the easiest thing to say. And I don't think that he's... No, I don't think he's completely nuts. I just think that he does, and he's going through just a telltale of shit. But I also think that we exacerbate it. And I think that it's due to the fact that people are putting him in a box and whatever, that he's going more nuts. And I don't think it's neither here nor there. I just think, all right, he said what he said. This is what he meant. Now let it go. Stop fucking talking about it.
See, that's the thing. I sort of look at him like the crazy older relative we have who says he has the solutions for everything. just trust him and give him everything you have to make it happen. Like nowadays, everything's not calculated, but we know more than we did 50, 60 years ago. So like, we can Google shit, right? So if your old man said something to you 50 years ago, you just take it for what it is. Like, okay, that's what it must be because he knows. Yeah, I know. Now your old man will say something like, that's not right.
Bullshit.
So you Google it and you contradict him and he eats his words, right? Kanye's come out and sort of saying, I know how to solve the world's problems. Give me the money to do it, and I'll do it. But you have all the money. Just shut up and you don't understand. I'm on another level of genius. I know things you don't know. Just trust me. I'm going to do it. But dude, motherfucker, we need to see some sort of game plan. Like, let's see. And there's no game plan in that. Does that make sense?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, like he actually hasn't written down his plan.
But that's what I mean. It's like maybe like he has some connection, like when I listen to him, I'm like, no, this is what he was trying to say, and I kind of get that. Like, I'm like, yeah, cool, and that I know what you're saying with that. There's some merit to that. It's like channeled wisdom. I get it.
That's what I'm saying. If you're some unhinged genius, yeah, fair enough.
However, it's like, then your ego gets involved.
Exactly.
Don't claim you can change the world. Don't ask people for money. Just, it is what it is. Explain your point. And I think that's where he gets mixed up. And I think then also on the opposite spectrum, we're like, no, he's fucking crazy, fuck. And then he just, now he's in a straitjacket, and it's because of, it's like, everything's exacerbated everything else.
Or maybe he's the smartest guy in the world, asking for money off Zuckerberg, gets the 50 mil,
bounces.
And what are you going to do with the money? What money? I didn't get any money.
What money? Just the smile.
And does that smile then?
Yeah, just the Kanye smile.
Or just like, shit, I didn't.
Or maybe we've got all these fucking celebrities in our faces, not necessarily saying anything we don't already fucking know, and just fighting for spotlight, man. Just fighting for fucking thing. Dude, and you want the epitome of American stupidity? I saw on Insta yesterday, right? A post went up. Fucking, there you go, full circle. Athletic wear. Athletic apparel, you were talking about before, yeah?
TXU.
He launched, I can't remember who it was with. Google it if you want.
Who?
Yeah. Kanye launched what's it called? An apparel line.
Oh, did he?
In conjunction with maybe it was TXU. No, I'm serious. It was in Sydney, like 2 days ago. Have a look, man. I'm dead set.
Already on it.
Yeah. If it's TXU, I'm going to die.
1 day ago, Kanye West caught up in stolen design allegations.
What?
Well, that's a new one.
The latest inspiration behind Yeezy's apparel came from Nike.
No. This was in Sydney. They launched.
Did he steal Nike design?
No. He launched some sort of.
He acknowledged the error. He goes, they didn't mean to steal. It was just happened to be. I don't.
It could just be channeled.
Apparel, Sydney launch.
I've like back in the day, because I designed like a line.
2XU.
Really? 2XU?
It was 2XU.
There you go.
Yeah, Kanye and 2XU event cancelled at last minute in Sydney. This was on the 5th, yeah?
Okay. Why? Because it
there was no one
too
there.
much like Nike?
No, there was no one there. This was what the headline was, right? On Insta. Like,
How do you know that's not fake news?
I can't remember what news source it was, yeah? But this is what the headline was. The 2XU and Kanye joint apparel line launch was cancelled or just, made no noise. Right? This fucking idiot.
Completely cancelled.
Yeah.
2XU shuts down latest collaboration with Kanye West.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's probably because of all the shit that's going on with him.
Regardless, yeah. Fucking this idiot on the net, like some random muppet, says something like, and this is coming from a country that killed all its indigenous or some shit like that. Like that's what they related the argument back to.
You would?
Killed.
Oh.
Killed all the indigenous population.
Oh.
Yeah. This is what some idiot and I just saw it, I'm like, it's kind of for real. So I commented back, I'm like, what are you, for real? Like, what are you, fuck? Like, that's colonial shit. I go, what universe are you tying that in with 2XU and Kanye? Like
that makes no sense. Yeah.
And he started flapping on,
Is it just to make us talk about how stupid it was?
Fucking troll, right? He started flapping his lip, and I'm like, dude, you're American. Are you for real? Okay, what about your fucking genocide? I go, where have you got the balls to do? Oh, is it because of... I'm like, you're a moron. Like, these are individuals. And that's the thing. I looked back at some of this shit. Like, do you remember when I was talking about The Voice?
Remember
when I was talking about The Voice the other day? And the comments and blah. I looked back at that article. Like, it popped up, another one. So I was reading about it. And I'm looking at some of the references, and the footnotes and the quotes that they'd taken to build weight on this article, yeah? And one person, the one head that said, he's a DJ, not a blah, blah, blah. I looked at the person's Twitter handle, went into their account. They had like 40 fucking tweets in a span of half an hour about The Voice. With, 300 followers, follow 1,000 other accounts. I'm like, how is this getting into public opinion as of something to be quotable? Who is this person? No one. This is a no one sitting on a couch tweeting about a TV show, and it's newsworthy to use as a quotable. It's not like Dr. Leonard fucking blah, blah, blah said it, or, Professor yada yada said it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is some dickhead who's got followed by him and his mother. And now it's news.
Yeah.
That's where we've come to. And that's like with Kanye, right? Yeah, it could be some unhinged genius, or it could just be another guy who made a bit of music, started a label like everyone else, and that's the end of it. There's no more depth to his nuttiness.
There's a lot of ego.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of ego and there's a lot of insecurity.
And that
doesn't mean there's no talent.
No, I've said it before. He's a talented guy.
However, yeah.
Clearly he's a talented guy. He comes from good stock. Yeah. His father was a professor, his mother, they were all, geniuses,
Yeah.
But at the same time, why are we fixated on
be discerning.
Why are we fixated on what Kanye... Dude, America just pulled out of the Iran deal. The nuclear arm deal. Iran is now going to start. They're now going to start a nuclear arms race in the Middle East, in an unstable region, because Trump pulled out the arm deal. But we're talking about Kanye. Seriously, you know what I mean? This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's always just these fucking distractions and this bullshit. And for someone that tweets something about something, and suddenly it's broadcast to a few million subscribers, as in this is what this person said. Dude, who the fuck are you talking about? Does that make sense?
Other things it's...
I think because people hear about all those government things and just feel that they have no pull, no power.
There's always pull and power.
Yeah, but I think the common folk, that's happening. What the fuck can I do? What can I do?
Something.
Right, what, though? That's what I'm saying. We all feel there's a hopelessness in those bigger issues because it's so far down the line that you need so much for it to have pull. Whereas something like this, you can actually have a discussion on. And I think it just creates that false sense of people having control.
Yeah, like you're having an opinion on something, and because it's been put up on the internet, all of a sudden...
Correct, and it's like, I can talk about that, yeah. And... it's a false sense.
Do you know what it's like, dude? They were doing EBA negotiations at work, like the enterprise bargaining agreement. So you look at rates, all that sort of shit, right? And it's like because I've worked in warehouses my entire life, right? All the time, it's so often that casuals will turn around and someone will say, "What would happen if we just walked out of this joint tomorrow?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" All of us, the 50, 100 workers here just said, "You know what? Fuck it. We're not coming in tomorrow. We want A, B, and C." Well, that'd be fucked without us. I'm like, well, on one hand, they would be, and on the other hand, they wouldn't. Okay, they'd be fucked if you guys stuck it out, but let's think about it. Okay, you work for a multi-million-dollar corporation. How long can you go without a paycheck?
Yeah.
You might put a spanner in their works for maybe 24 hours.
Yeah, have a protest barbecue.
And the protesters,
That's why I'm like, when teachers go on strike, it's like, go on strike and go on strike good. Yeah. Because the whole fucking shit will crumble. The whole system will crumble. Yeah. Because teachers are you have that pull. If every goddamn teacher, because parents that need to work to earn money need to send their kids to school. So that, even just economically...
It's a flow-on effect.
Exactly. Yeah. So that really does have some pull.
That's what I'm saying.
It's something like one factory.
You need people, though. You need people.
You need people.
Yeah, well, the factory will just call the agency and be like, how many guys you got in the books?
That's what I'm saying. So unless everyone from every
bring some cunts in that will want to work, and by the way, you're fired.
Absolutely.
You're a casual. How long you been here? 2 months? Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. So in numbers, it works.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's fucked up because depending on where you are in the world, depending on what you're doing and depending on what your cause is, you're going to get different reactions. Like 15 years ago when the French government was trying to change something to do with, I keep forgetting it. I really should look it up.
Was it the work hours?
No, it was something to do with students and taxes. Something to do with, they were trying to cut back funding on education. I can't remember what it was. Dude, they revolted. They held a protest, nearly burnt down, but they threatened to burn down Parliament House. the law was reacted within 12 hours.
Let's not go with that law.
Literally. Dude, because French people are like that. They've got the balls to do it in Europe, where they fucking protest and they do that sort of shit, yeah? Here, dude,
because they have no security anyway.
Yeah. Here, anything remotely...
I've got to fight.
You've got to fight for something.
Yeah. Whereas we're too comfortable.
We're coddled, and anything remotely resembling a structural breakdown, they'll fucking throw you in jail for it. You know, they'll fucking fine you or do something.
Protesting, that's 3 months in jail.
Then you go to America, where they had the riots in Charlottesville, and you had the fucking extreme right extremists walking with the tiki torches and the swastikas, saluting to Hitler. Mm-hmm. And then you had the counter-protesters, and the counter-protesters were getting fucking pelted with tear gas and water cannons. And you had the president of America saying that they will fine people on both sides of the fucking argument. It's like, dude, if you are in a fucking protest, if you are marching with right-wing extremists carrying swastika signs and Klans hoods, you are not a fine person. Like, there is no way you can have racist, bigoted ideologies and be a fine person. By definition,
he's an upstanding person, that man.
You know what I mean? The president came out and defended both sides of the people. Like, you cunts are fucked. But that's where the world's at. Like, do you know what I mean? How can...
That's reflected every day, though. It's not just the president. Every day, everywhere you turn.
Yeah.
He's just a reflection of our current state, which is actually scarier.
We have it here in Australia, you know that? Like the Rise Up Australia Party. There's 100 fucking right-wing...
in Greece, we've got Golden Dawn.
Yeah.
That's made a massive imprint in Greece.
Yeah.
Golden Dawn.
Golden Dawn. It's a right-wing extreme party, basically idolizing Nazism and shit like that.
Wow.
This is Greece.
And that's become of all the anti-immigration sentiment. Yeah, because a lot of refugees, a lot of illegals are coming,
and people are saying because of what's been happening, like in Europe, like Greece, Italy, Spain, like with the recessions and everything, they're like, why should we be taking immigrants in when we can't even feed our own people? So these guys have started a thing.
That makes sense. They're almost standing up against the government because the government is so corrupt.
Yeah.
They've just taken all the money.
See, in Greece,
not even instilled it back in the city.
Yeah.
It's just they've taken all the money and they're on their yachts and shit.
Yeah.
But see, in Greece, it's different because you've got like Golden Dawn, but then you've got anarchists.
Okay.
There's two. They're just anti-government.
Yeah, okay.
And they will just attack the government and the police.
Right.
They're a group, and in Greece, it's a massive thing.
Right.
So you've got Golden Dawn, you've got the Nazis, then you've got the anarchists, and then you've got your normal civilians who are also going against the government. But the anarchists go a step further, where they throw petrol bombs through Parliament. Right. We're talking straight.
You look at countries.
But see, we're looking at it so very black and white. The government have ties to all these people.
Absolutely. Of course they do.
Do you know what I mean? And they're playing
puppets.
all these fucking... No, but
it's like Master of Puppets.
And they're saying, let's fool the public with what's up here, the superficial shit that we're actually showing and putting on, like, the news channels, not the fake news channels, but the news channels. This is actually happening, even though it's quiet. But what's really happening is down fucking here, which is like puppetry. Like, it's
Look
scary.
at Italy. You want corruption? Go to Italy.
Oh my God, it's so corrupt.
Dude, Berlusconi, man. He owned AC Milan.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
He was the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Like, what a mad dog.
Disgusting.
He was a Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And he owned the soccer team. They got done for, like, match fixing and everything. And he stayed Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How does he stay Prime Minister?
Do you know,
He's got
Naples
the
is the worst. Like, it looks third world.
Oh, dude,
Naples.
Athens is third world. Greece is third world now.
We were there last year or the year before. Athens, I didn't realise it was it got that bad.
You know, a friend of mine, this is how bad it's gotten, and it's really frightening. So even their general health, their hospitals and whatever, turned to shit, right? Their healthcare system, they have no money, right? So, I think it was one of her sisters, anyway, she went down to Greece to visit a sister who was having a baby. She actually saw with her own eyes a 16-year-old who had had a baby who put her baby in the bin.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Because they couldn't feed her, because it would ruin their life. They didn't have any money to get an abortion or anything like that. Like,
you
this
read about
is
that shit
scary.
all the time.
You know, when I was in Greece with Ren and stuff, and we're in the car with my cousin, and I think I've mentioned it before, we went past the public hospital, and my cousin looks at me, and we were actually talking about Australia and how nice it is here. Like, we're very lucky here in the public system, like with hospitals and stuff. We are. And he goes, and we're driving past, and he goes, you see that hospital there? He goes, if you go in there, you're not coming out.
Yeah.
You
go there to die.
You go there to die. He goes, that is like just a morgue, he goes. And then they ship you off to the cemetery. He goes, you are not coming. The public system is fucked. He goes, if you know you're gonna die, stay at home and die at home. Yeah, pretty much. He goes, because they will not be able to help you. He goes, if you've got a broken leg or what, don't go to the hospital. He actually said, we do not go to the hospital. He goes, a lot of the immigrants have come in now, and they go to the hospital, and half of them don't come out. Because they live on the streets, diseases, whatever, heroin addicts. Greece has got full of heroin addicts.
Yeah, I was actually watching something on Vice the other day about this is a couple years old. It's 5 years old. Caesar. And the guy, it's ice, but it's really cheap, and they mix it like with battery acid.
Yeah,
battery acid.
And that guy, Costa,
yeah,
he's sitting there, and the cunt's like all fucked up and stuff, and it's cheap. It's like €2.
They call it the cocaine of the poor.
Yeah,
Caesar.
Comes
from the word shisha, like because it's glass. And I saw it. I thought, that just looks like MDMA. It looks like ice.
Yeah, it pretty much is. It's crystallized.
It's that swept over 5 years ago when the recession really hit.
Though it's getting really bad.
Oh, dude, it's fucked.
Here it's
really.
Yeah. But we're talking about Greece. Tourism last year was the most it had been in fucking a decade.
People still go.
Yeah.
But then you see a lot of addicts.
That's the thing, man.
It's really
think
bad.
about all the countries that get exploited for their tourism, right?
Yeah.
They've all got the fucking common properties, man. You look at it like the South American countries, Brazil. They had the World Cup there, and the fucking slums are right next to the stadiums. You know what I mean? Apparently, the World Cup was going to save everyone. Ruined them. Greece had the Olympics in 2004. That was going to save their economy. It ruined them. They're still fucking trying to figure out what they're going to do with all the shit that they built for it, man. These countries, dude, Spain, Italy, all these countries have got these India, for fuck's sakes, man. Some of the biggest tourist destinations, man, in Delhi or whether it's in fucking Goa, all these...
Goa's full of fucking...
tourists, man.
Dude.
These third world countries on any other rate. And they've got these fucking monuments that millions go every year to see. So why is it everything else? You go to the back end of the fucking barn and it's just garbage bins and fucking junkies everywhere. Why is it that pickpockets and thefts are the worst in Barca, Madrid, Rome? You know what I mean? I'm serious.
We got warned. We got warned in Spain. We went down in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And we got warned. We're like, just keep your belongings quite close to you and stuff like that.
They don't even question it. Rome, same thing.
La Rambla, where it's called.
La Rambla, the main street.
They're like that. You will get pickpocketed there.
The one time I've dealt with anyone getting pickpocketed in all my travels was Rome. I woke up to two Aussies having their bags stolen on the street. Dude, this is the city of love and fucking the monuments and blah, blah, blah.
Looks amazing, but...
Bullshit. But that's what I'm saying.
I had no issue in Europe.
Yeah.
None.
And things have gotten real bad. Things have gotten real bad.
Yeah, I wasn't even scared or anything because I went, 2 years ago?
Do you know why, though? Did you swan around like a tourist? Did you have a map and a camera and, like a big backpack and...
I had a camera.
Yeah, but you look European. There's a big difference.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
When you're a target... Like when we were in America, I got treated a lot differently.
I had my phone stolen in Mexico.
Dude, I got treated a lot differently in the third week of America than I did in the first week.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we became locals.
Yeah, because so my cousin that lives there, right? He said to me, dude, when you're in Times Square, just fucking walk. He goes, walk, don't look around, don't stop, don't pause. Just before you leave the house, he goes, figure out what you're doing, where you're going, and just get there without stopping. People will not fucking bother you for
We actually ended up putting iPods in, just walking around and stuff.
Cool. The first couple of days, we were getting stopped by guys selling comedy tickets, we were getting stopped by potential scam artists, all types of shit. The second week, by the second couple of days, we were walking with a purpose, and cunts were getting away.
And we were like locals, dude. We were going to shops. We knew where we were going to go. Yeah. We walked through Harlem.
Yeah.
The third...
I stopped at Harlem.
So
it was
cool.
Fucking scary.
Dude,
I went to
so
the
cool.
station, I'm like...
Nah.
Yeah,
You know what? Harlem was the fucking best.
Yeah.
Because everyone, you know what? Everyone was nice. We walked into a store and goes, oh, where you guys from? Australia. Oh, man, you're from Australia?
Yeah. It was mad.
Awesome.
But then by the third week, because we'd gone back to New York and we'd done
That's right, we had a spare week.
Yeah, we had a spare week, so we went back to New York. I was fucking tanned. I'd had my hair cut, so I looked like a Colombian. I was wearing American clothes. Like I was wearing an outfit I pieced together from clothes in the subway. Remember that the shorts, the long shorts? Yeah. So I looked like a fucking Puerto Rican.
Wait, where did you get your hair cut from? Nappy cuts.
Yeah, in Broadway. Remember?
Nappy cuts.
Yo. I thought, I got my hair cut by a Salvadorian in Broadway, so I look like I'm tan.
We walked into a restaurant.
They thought we were Spanish.
And she goes, ¿Por qué? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I don't speak.
Yeah, no habla español.
No.
Yeah.
They automatically thought he was like...
I can see that.
But when that happens, they get the fuck out of your way. That no one bothers you, nothing. But when you look like you're a fish out of water, that's when they fuck you.
Didn't help that I had a Mexican tat on my fucking arm.
That helped.
And I had a shaved head, so I'd look Mexican with a thing.
Yeah.
And we were tanned. You're right. And we were like, dark.
We've just done 3 weeks on the West Coast.
We just looked like drug dealers.
Yeah. But that's in every country, man. Every country I've ever been to, the more information you have about where you're going, and if you can respond in a few words, then people don't hassle you.
Greece is different because it's like going home.
Yeah.
And you talk Greek, you speak Greek, whatever. You can get by. Italy, like we went to Italy, and I said to Ren, just walk. Like we had no issues in Italy. It was fine. Yeah. And I loved it. We were like locals. Yeah. Because I knew what I wanted to eat.
I loved it.
And I knew what I knew, because it's the culture. I know the culture, so it's like, I know what I wanted to eat. I didn't go to the touristy restaurants because, fuck that. I went to like the alleyways and stuff and all that kind of stuff.
The bars and
it was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you just have to act like you know what you're doing.
Look, we've sort of rambled on, right? But
doesn't that happen every session?
The overlying issue with everything that we've just been talking about, right? It's like the third world and people not recognizing it, then everyone focusing on Kanye's opinion and all that sort of shit. There's the bigger picture. The problem is you're aware of the bigger issue, but
you don't know how to tackle it. It's like you do feel hopeless.
And I keep repeating it, to your own detriment. You spend too much time overanalyzing the opinions or like the needs or the direction of individuals that probably don't warrant that kind of attention.
But then
or don't even appreciate or understand it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
6 billion people on the planet. There's no fucking time to waste on this shit. Otherwise, you're going to be walking forever, stopping at every fucking terminal on the way to wherever you want to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I think what I'm saying is I find the value in that, because otherwise what ends up happening is, I think if you discern too fast, then you do cut off where you've made a judgment that they don't deserve it. However, they would. Do you know what I mean? So I take the time to know, do you or don't you? And I think that's the difference between us, is I do take that time. And because I don't want to be cutting off anybody that does deserve it, that does understand, or that does have that ability to change, because I think that we all do. It's just whether it's now or a next lifetime or in a month or two. Or
it's like the guy that you take in, give him a job, fully account for his liability and say, I'm giving him a chance, then ends up robbing you when you're away on holidays.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, I'll go away from that going, what a fuck.
Scoundrel.
At the same time, it won't stop me changing how to treat the next person.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that was that person. But
you'd be a bit suspicious.
Unless you're going to be...
you'd be wary.
Mindful. Yeah. But it won't stop me from treating anybody different.
You know what, man? Every day, you know what it is, dude? Every day, I get a message from someone saying, hey, man, are we doing dinner this week? And I'll be like, fuck. I didn't get a chance to... I can't. I feel so bad because I've got mates that literally say, can we do dinner next week? I'm like, you're mad. And then it gets the next week and I completely space on it. I don't have time to do it. It's like, man, and
that's understandable.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, you know what? I've made these excuses for way too fucking long.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what have I been fucking doing if I can't catch up with these people who I hold near and dear? What the fuck have I been doing? And then I think that's been the whole audit. That's what the whole budget thing came about. I want to free up mental space, know exactly what I'm playing with.
Yeah.
So I can literally...
It's like a life clean out.
Put a system in place. It's like, you know what? I need to see this dude.
Just so you know where you stand.
Yeah. And I want to see this guy. I want to see her.
But see, that's a good point that you actually do that. No one does. The majority don't do that. Oh, they do. They go through a shift, a big life fucking change, and they're like, oh, I'm good. I don't need a change. I'm good.
That goes back to the exercise thing, dude.
Always be mindful. Check in.
Dude,
know what it is. You change all the time without knowing.
The exercise thing. They think about joining the gym, and then that's their effort done. And that in their heads, that's enough. They went for a walk one day, and that's enough.
See, and that could
not
be
go for a 10-minute stroll.
But it's the naivety again.
Yeah.
Naivety. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Comes your parking up?
Yeah, no, it's up. I should have a ticket.
Oh, fuck, man. You should have said something.
No, don't worry about it. I won't have a ticket. Hope not.
If you get a ticket, I'll be silently...
Well, let's wrap it up this week.
I'll silently be smugly just, thankful because for once it wasn't me that got done.
No, I do get tickets. He doesn't believe me, but I get tickets.
You pay him?
Sometimes. No, sometimes it depends. If it's a privately owned place, there's no way of tracking you. Don't pay it first because they can't get you.
What do you mean privately owned?
So, okay, so my good life...
It's criminal.
No.
Talking about how wholesome and honest and shit.
To be honest, I think this is a rort. So the parking shit is a rort.
Yeah. It is a rort.
Fucks with me. You know, and then it's fear-based. It's like, they keep adding on
what a
money.
wog.
And it's like... No, it's like they keep adding on money and then saying it's like, what is it?
Interest?
No, like...
What?
Paper fees, like what is it?
Yeah, administration.
Admin fees.
Admin fees.
Well, I love it, paper fees.
Yeah.
$17.
Yeah, right. And it just keeps adding on, and I'm just like, don't do the admin and don't give me the fine, you dickhead. Like you're such a dick.
What a way to finish it. That's awesome. Fuck. Dude.
The point is that it's like they're just hiding behind some sort of scam and justifying
it's all a scam. Revenue raising.
Exactly. But like we were saying is, if we all went, fuck, we're not paying a fine, the system will crumble. But no one's going to do that. Right? Because it's fear-based.
Yeah.
So I struggle with shit like that. So whenever I get a ticket, I'm like, and I will play their fucking game until I get off. And I do. I almost went to court. So I got stopped. So I got stopped by police, and they're like, on the freeway, and they're like, you were on your phone. I'm like, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. And they're like, oh, yeah, like literally two of them. They're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And they said, they're like, no, we saw you. You were on your phone. You had your phone in your left hand looking down, da-da-da-da. And I said, no, I had this, which was a white, almost the size of it was a wallet. And I had a white iPhone at the time. A white wallet thing. And I'm like, no, I had this in my left hand. It was not my phone. That's it. And then that's all there is that I have to say about it. And they said, no, that's it. We're booking you. Da-da-da. I'm like, I'll see you in court. So, no, right. And like, I knew this. I'm like, you're a fuckwit. And they're like, just so you know, we have cameras at the front of our car. I'm like, just so you know, if you send me the video and can prove it, awesome. If you can't, I'm taking you to court. And I literally drove, and then I recorded everything. Like, I actually said what happened, da-da-da-da. Wrote them a letter, da-da-da, and then contested it, and they revoked it. Bastards. I was on my phone, but the point is I can't prove it. But the point...
the system.
The point that I'm trying to make is it's like...
Yeah, he's going to come back. This confession's going to come back and haunt you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, someone somewhere's going to dig it up one day.
No, it's not.
Got her. The cop is sitting there. Got her.
Yeah, right there. I'm wondering.
But like, I've had many that have just been ridiculous parking fines, right? Anyway, so this up the top of my gym, Good Life, this parking bay is actually privately owned, but it looks like it's a government-owned parking bay. Anyway, I got a ticket. And I was like, bastards, $60.
How can you get a ticket for a privately owned car park?
Like, it's like privately, like, you still have to pay, but it's not government or like, council.
It's like you can own one.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, they sent me a fine, blah, blah. And I went into the gym and I'm just like, oh, fuck, just got a fucking fine, fuck. And this girl was like, was it here? And I said, yeah. And she goes, it's privately owned, don't pay it. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, I've gotten 3. There's no way. She's like, there's no way of, if you haven't paid the initial, they can't seek your details under law through the government because it's not all connected.
Good to know.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah.
I'm going to park my car in a private.
So they would go against the law to like track that down, even though they could. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So they would sort of, there's a loophole there. So basically, if you don't pay it, then they don't have your details in the system to chase you up for further fines. So I never paid it, never got another fine, never got a reminder.
It's like a Wilson car park or something like that.
Yes, but it's privately owned. So there you go.
So if you get to a Wilson's car park... and
not a Wilson's, any Wilson's. You just got to know if it's privately owned or connected to a council. Usually I'd say in the city and things like that where it's revenue raising, like you can get a lot of revenue.
I was just thinking, I've got to come to the city tonight. I'm just going to
have a
do
look.
a quick experiment, a quick Google and see where I can park my car.
Have a look, yes.
Look at this one, the upright citizen here.
No, hang on. If you can't beat them, join them. Fuck you.
You're such an anarchist.
Fuck off.
The Aurora as like the circle with the A. Just an anarchist, man.
Not really.
No, I think I'm going to change your logo, your avatar.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, the bottle of
You're
Chanel.
You're going to keep changing it.
Dude, no, you know what? That's even more relevant. The bottle of Chanel is now going to be a bottle of Chanel, but with an anarchist logo on it. Done. Dude, yeah. No, I'm serious. No. The Chanel's not relevant anymore.
Okay.
Done. And you put that as a banner.
Speaking of, where's my little...
What? Oh, your drinking bird.
It's coming. I bought it. It legit. I got it.
Where's it coming from? Bloody hell. It's been like 2 weeks.
I think it's coming from Vietnam.
Vietnam, Taiwan.
That makes
poor
sense.
kid put together for like 3 cents.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to put that anarchist logo now. I'm going to get rid of the Chanel logo, like how it's ripping up, but it's just going to be...
I love how
or when she calls you, she come up with that picture.
Huh?
Or when she calls you, come up with that picture.
Yeah,
well.
I don't even know what photo... I think I've got a photo of you. I've been gone for breakfast like 7 years ago. I think you were wearing my sunnies.
Oh my God, that needs an update.
Yeah,
you know what I've got for you?
No.
Bang, bang, bar.
That was
Still?
Yeah, dude.
That was hungover.
Yeah.
Photo.
No, you've got full curls and you got fucking, you're wearing my sunnies. The ones I bought in San Francisco, remember? Remember the ones from San Fran?
The
sunglasses the Paris Hilton wannabe. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you still have those?
Cool.
I want those sunnies.
My brother's probably wearing them.
That's right.
We're doing stocks and bonds.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You'll do them proud. It's all right. It's fine.
How long have we gone for,
this
man?
is probably like the longest one I've done in a while.
I reckon it was like 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Calm down, man.
3:20.
What's yours?
I reckon 2.5 hours.
No way. We're over 3 hours.
Are you serious?
We're closing in on 3 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So with the music and all that, probably bump it up to just a bit over that. So 3.5 hours.
Not bad.
20.
Not bad. That's my dad.
Not
man.
bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, cool. As always, thank you. Like, share, follow, blah, 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 blah. I am going to put that anarchist logo. I'm getting rid of the Chanel fucking thing. I'll leave the bottle, but that anarchist logo is going over the white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight the power.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm scared, to see what you come up with for your definition for me every couple of months, because it's gonna be it's amusing to me.
Hang on.
We're going to change it up. We're going to change it up.
I'm sure you will.
They're all terms of endearment. I don't understand. Have I ever said anything negative?
Yeah, I'm a murderer.
You said that, not me.
No, I didn't.
You might want to rewind the tape.
Yeah.
You might want to rewind the tape.
Fucking tape. I never said anything of the sort. I've never repeated anything you haven't already said to me first.
No, you embellish.
Fuck off.
Oh, fuck off.
No, man.
I don't embellish. No.
I'm saying...
No.
All we know is you're a murderous anarchist.
A murderous anarchist. An anarchist with murderous tendencies.
Yes.
I like it. And I like
I like it.
I like chick flicks and romance and
That's what I'm
idealism.
saying.
But I will kill you if you cross me.
You're an idealist and an anarchistic idealist.
I'm a realist.
I think I've got a bit of anarchist inside of me.
I mean, it's about what's fair.
I feel
It's about
that I could be part of that. If I was in Greece, I reckon I could be part of that. I legit.
See, I don't think I have extremes. I use every part of me to
fuck someone
go,
up.
what do I think about this?
Fuck someone up.
Yeah.
No, but as in, I believe in causes, so I think that if I was in Greece and if I was in that predicament, I would definitely be part of something like that.
And I guess some causes would sort of tear at your heartstrings more than others.
Yeah, because most of my family live there.
You can be an anarchist, but you can also be a fucking idealist. This is a thing where
we're all products of our environments. That's why I keep saying, watch the situation turn for you and watch how quickly your ideals fucking change.
That's what I mean.
Yep.
We're all paradoxes, walking fucking paradoxes.
If this country literally, if the government went to shit and a dictatorship came in and they said, yep, right.
Yeah, what, now what?
Yeah.
Mate, you'd see an uprising. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Mate, you'll see people that...
concept. I've never actually asked myself that or tried to delve in and
But that's
feel
the point.
what
Most people are never in that. So when they go to the third world countries or the countries with political turmoil and how can these people do that? How can they put it? It's like, motherfucker, they have no choice.
I speak to my family. Most of my family live there. I've got no one here. So most of 85% of my family are there.
You see firsthand how it
Dude,
affects
because
people need to do
because
to
where
survive.
Dimmy goes and where I go are not the tourist spots.
Yeah.
We go into Greece.
Right.
We go into our country.
Yeah.
And we see the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
So you see it going on the way to the village. You're on the trains, man. The train system in Greece is fucked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're scaring me. It's actually one of the places I want to go.
But but if you go there naive as a tourist,
But dude, you do not need to go to Greece or Europe to see this.
No.
Go to Clayton, go to Oakley, go to Carnegie.
Go to St. Albans.
When me and this guy first went back,
isn't Clayton.
Beautiful.
dude.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
When me and this guy first went back to the hood after we'd moved out and we looked at everything.
Santorini and Clayton.
Dude, I remember standing. Do you know where I remember standing? The back end of Elder Street South.
Yes.
On the way to Cheltenham.
Yeah.
In between there, the Bayside area.
Yeah.
And they were just starting to build the
extension.
The
The-
So
extension.
isn't that a good? That's okay.
Dude, when we were standing there, because
Yeah.
we were going for a drive to Southland or something, and we got
I thought that
stopped
bit was
at the dead
okay.
end, remember?
And we were like, oh, fuck, we can't
Man,
get
we
through.
can't get through here, there's construction
Right, yeah,
shit.
I know where
And
you're
when
talking about.
we parked the car, we got out, we walked around
Literally
the front of the
just
car,
gone, what
and we
the
just
fuck's
looked around
going on?
where the landfill used to be, and the back road to Cheltenham.
Yeah.
And I said, Mark, you know what they're doing here?
What?
I go, they're building the extension.
Yeah.
I go, man, they're segregating the fucking south. I go, this is going to be like LA. Because when we got to LA, it was all a grid system.
Yeah.
But, and you know why
We
they're
freaked
so...
out. I was
You know,
like, "What's going
when you
on?"
go there and you see you understand why they're so segregated, because everything's cut off by freeways, so you don't see who your neighbours are, and you're literally you're taught to survive within those
And
little
white
blocks.
people-
Bigger the
and white
society
people-
becomes,
that's
and
right.
the further we build outwards, it's like you're
Yeah,
disconnected and disconnected.
And white people
and
don't go into
disconnected.
Compton and Watts.
Right.
Yeah, they have
Because
no
they
need
have
to.
but they have no idea about it.
Yeah.
Apart
And
from
they
what they
have
see in the
the
news.
reference point
But it's
in
it's
it.
in the same state.
We're talking like 5 minutes down the road,
Yeah,
right?
I understand.
Yeah, it's
that
really,
makes sense.
it's so
Go
weird.
for a drive now
So
where they
weird.
built the sky rails from Carnegie to
It's fuck,
Dandenong.
there's already graffiti and everything
Yeah,
underneath it.
and
Oh,
you
wow.
look at it, and it's
Actually,
like,
yeah, if you go to Dandy, you can really...
going to Dandy
it
tomorrow.
feels like a different...
all right, I live there.
Yeah.
I live in that hood. You know what I mean?
Actually, I'm going to Danny
I don't
tomorrow.
know.
And they
Invite me
proposed.
over.
No one fucking knows it. I mean, no one ever talks about it. But they proposed sky rails in Cheltenham, all along the Sandringham line. Yeah,
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. Why?
Why?
Because white people don't want slums in their fucking areas because the property prices would go down.
Yeah.
But the Premier is sitting there on the news talking about how sky rails are fucking
Yeah,
a cheap,
yeah,
effective
yeah,
way to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And it's going to look magnificent.
And they're going to put parks and gardens?
Dude.
I'm not going to go hang under a bridge.
That's
Like,
where
you
the
know what I mean?
fucking-
Like,
that's where the junkies hang. That's where the homeless people
and that's
hang.
what they know.
But it
because they're
could-
trying to get the homeless out of the city.
Yeah.
So the homeless are going to migrate to the suburbs under the sky rails.
And now you
all
drive
conspiracy.
down
But
any
it
of
could
these
be
areas.
a strategy to get them out.
No, it'll be strategy to move them along out of where they're going to be.
Along the
noticed.
train line like hobos.
Yeah, so the further out
With
you
their-
go,
with their hacky sacks
the
and
more
shit.
fucking segregated it gets. And that's the point, man.
Yeah, right.
Gentrification exists, all right?
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, yeah,
counter
yeah.
gentrification.
Yeah.
When you go down from
And it's
Carnegie...
done very slowly.
Dude, you
and
drive down Carnegie down to fucking Dandenong now.
hidden under
fucked.
different
It's
guises.
fucked.
See these
It's
fucking
fucked.
these sky
Intentions,
rails that
yeah.
look
It's
fucking
horrible. It's
hideous.
horrible.
It makes you feel like you're in the Bronx.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And Princess Highway now has got the great big divide.
Yeah.
Princess Highway's already a divide. Now you've got sky
It's
rails
so
on
big,
one
I don't
end.
even know where you're talking, Princess
Yeah.
Highway.
Now you've got Princess Highway
Exactly.
divided,
It's-
and then you've
Yeah.
got the sky rails running parallel with it.
Yeah.
Watch property prices boom on one side of Princess
Right.
Highway,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
towards Hawthorne, and then watch them drop on the other side. So, in 10 years' time, developers come along, buy everything fucking cheap, knock all the shit down. The government can just say, hey, you know what? In 10, 15, 20 years, they can say, yeah, we're going to get rid of the sky rails, we're going to go underground now. Why? Because all their friends have bought up all the real estate, and it's a new contract they can hand over to someone else.
These guys are taking over the contract.
Yeah. So-and-so's
and-
fucking friend over at
And then
engineering.
that current government will blame the previous government for
Yeah.
the sky rails.
and
Yeah,
it's a
right.
fuck up, and we've inherited a fucking
It's like with East West
disaster.
Link.
Yeah, the East West Link.
Same thing. It's the same thing. It's just anarchist.
And we're, dude, and we're not, who are we? We are
But
fucking...
then again, it's like you have people that like part of these things are good or are positive and do, stimulate growth and population and do, like, some segregation is good because it means that you can sort of get these people out of this area where you want it to thrive and then the economy, sort of...
But what happens to those
boosts and
people?
No one gives a fuck about those people.
Doesn't matter though. Unfortunately, in our minds, it's like they're already junkies. Let's just get 'em
But
out.
what about the good people that live in those suburbs?
Yeah, people like my
Correct,
mum who
but
have to
that's what-
sell,
that's
you know?
Yeah, but the point is, it's like to get them out is in their intention to benefit you, to benefit the economy,
But
to benefit the people that are
The
working.
problem is that it
citizens in
only,
that
it
area.
only benefits a certain group of people that can
Right.
already push forward
Right,
with the growth.
right.
If you fall below the mark, you're
Right,
finished.
Correct.
That's the problem.
But it's like there's a fine line in this too. You can sort of blame everything, but you
Yeah.
can also see it could help, but it is a fine line.
You know what?
else
It's
do you
a-
do then? Just let it
there's a no-
turn to shit in general?
No one will win.
Yeah,
That's just the way it
exactly.
is.
That's politics.
That's the problem, Roy. Like, the thing is, where that fine line is, some things is just blatantly obvious, and it pisses me off. You know, like the Sky Rails was the biggest example, because you go from, say, Carnegie to Dandenong, what's the demographic along that train line, man? It's all Greeks, Asians, Samoans, Polynesians, you know, South Asians, etc., yeah?
Legit.
They didn't even question the Sky Rails. People protested it. It was like, nah, it's happening. Why is it that we're doing it, eat shit,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Why didn't they do Sky Rail through Turek and why didn't they do Turek, Armadale?
There's already enough tram lines and shit. You can't.
Why is it that Armadale can get anything they want there will get done? Why is it that Cheltenham, they protested the Sky Rails and bang, they got removed? What makes Cheltenham and fucking Sandringham and all those lines so much better than fucking the Dandy Frankston line, yeah? I can tell you what's different about them. No Polynesians hanging out in fucking Cheltenham, I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, and there's money, there's growth, there's people, there's tram lines, there's
and they
things
justify
they have to
it like
compete
that.
with.
It's like, cool, man, but what's the demographic in that area? And what are you fucking doing to the poor people now that are going to lose 50 grand on their fucking houses just because? And in the name of progress, they'll bump the prices up anyway on rent.
Well,
see what I mean?
Our politics is geared towards people with money.
It's fucked,
unfortunately.
Man. It's actually fucked. You know, I knew one of the engineers that did a lot of the railway crossing. The ones that go under. What are they called? I keep forgetting. He was working on the contract. Yeah, this kid, and he said it to me. They've already allocated the money for this. We're not going anywhere near those areas. We're going up north and below it. We're not going anywhere near that centre belt. You know, for a good reason. What for? Just give them Sky Rails. That'll be the end of that.
Yeah, right.
And that's the problem. Like, you know, there's a fine line, and then it's like, yeah, I can see the bigger picture.
And then there's complete stupidity and
some things are blatantly obvious and no one fucking cares about it. Anyway, all right.
Politics is one of those things where it's like you can't have a black and white answer. It's just like they're so grey.
And then we just turn a blind eye and just stick our heads in the sand and no one cares.
I'm gonna get you an Anarchist jumper.
Yeah.
From eBay.
Okay.
Nah,
what size are you? Small? Oh, you'd be a small.
Extra
small.
Like a D&G.
No. It's literally black and it's got a red Anarchist.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm picturing a white D&G jumper.
I love it.
You can get white ones. What colour would you prefer?
You know,
I don't know.
I was just going to say.
Do you know what? White's good because I could do a red lip.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. The red, the thing, the red,
done.
And the red lip,
done.
Perfect.
Black leggings,
done.
You're watching like one of the Jenners or the Kardashians on a couch,
like
with the big Anarchist. Kanye brings it out in his next line.
Done.
Charges $187.
All right, okay, cool.
Sorted.
Got it. Yes.
Thank you very much. Please keep sharing. Blah 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 blah.
Subscribe.
Call it.
Juke leverage. Wow.